There's a theological dilemma that I want to address today. And the theological dilemma is the sovereignty of God. Would you give me time to address that this morning? Okay. There's 3 scriptures that I want you to get hold of this morning. Are you ready? And they're all found in the first 2 books of the Bible. So can we just look it up? Would you just be with me just for a few moments? Because this is going to be very helpful for you when people ask that question of you. So the first verse that I want you to note is Genesis 1:1. And it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Right at the very first verse of the Bible, what we see is the sovereignty, the power of God. He is an all-powerful, sovereign God. The Bible begins with that. The Bible ends with that. But there's more. And we have to add the more to the story. So here's the more. It's found in Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Genesis 2, verse 1 says, "Thus the heavens and the earth and all the host of them were finished." So what this is about is that God created and God finished. God started and God finished. God put things into motion and God finished. God created life and God finished. God created the seasons and God finished. And He finished because He put into place natural laws. So what we have to add to the sovereignty of God is the natural laws. The law of gravity is a natural law. If you trip and if I trip and I fall off the stage, guess what? How many of you think that I'm going to levitate? How many of you know that the natural law of gravity will take place and I'm going to fall off the stage? They're natural laws. So we need to add to the sovereignty of God, natural laws. And then there's another verse that I need to bring to your attention, which is found in verses 16 and 17. And it says, Then Lord God commanded man, saying, "Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat." This is a third thing that we need to understand, is that God is sovereign. He put into place natural laws, and then He gave us what's called free will. You may freely eat. He gave us free will. You can choose. Right now, this morning, you can either, punch the person next to you right on the nose. How many of you have chosen not to do that? I'm so grateful. Or you can totally ignore the person next to you. I hope you haven't chosen to do that. Or you can be kind and compassionate to the person next to you. All of those are choices that you can make. So what am I saying? I'm saying this, that we need to hold these 3 things in tension to get the truth. The sovereignty of God, natural laws, and the free will of man. And if we lose the tension of any of these 3, we overbalance. And so some people only believe in natural laws. So agnostics, atheists, just go natural law. You break the natural law and there's no helping you. Then other people, it's all what man chooses. It's what we choose to do, right or wrong. Life depends on our choices. And you know what? There's truth in all of them. And then we find that a lot of people have overbalanced on the sovereignty of God, leaving out free will and natural law. And they blame God for everything. If little children starve in the world, Is it God's will for them to starve? Or are there other factors in play that cause little children to starve? And this is the difficulty, I think, with us Pentecostals, because we believe in miracles. Does anybody in this place believe in miracles? Well, God can at any time intervene. But more often than not, he doesn't, because he's put natural laws into place. And I am 100% sure that when little Tegan was pulled out of the water, Deb and Adrian were praying, God, please, 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 please. And it's not lack of faith. It's not lack of intensity of praying. A natural law took over. And until we hold those three things in tension, we'll overbalance. And what's really sad is that a lot of people have lost their faith because they don't understand the tension of these three laws. So I'm encouraging you that good theology has tension. Bad theology has no tension. It all goes one way. But good theology holds things in tension. And I'm saying when tragedy happens, remember that you need to hold in tension the sovereignty of God with natural laws and the free will of man.